What do you say, guys? The Cubs have just made their third deal at this deadline, and they're bringing Willi Castro over from the Minnesota Twins. This will definitely strengthen the bench, which has been a major issue for the Cubs. So we're going to talk about Castro coming over from Minnesota, what he brings to the table, why he fits in with the Cubs, his past, and how he could really help this team. So let's get this thing going. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you for hanging with us at the Cubs Baseball channel. Let's go. All right, guys, the breaking news right now is that the Cubs land All-Star Willi Castro in a deal with the Minnesota Twins. So this was speculated for a while. Obviously, the Cubs were in the mix for Eugenio Suarez. They didn't get him from the Diamondbacks. The price seemed a little bit too steep. And the Cubs may be playing it smart when it comes to trading away their future. Although, as I'm recording this right now, there's still time in the trade deadline to see what happens. And look, I'm at Murphy's Bleachers right now talking to you guys. At least my background is. But getting that Cubs vibe right now, this team is a game out of first. They could really use the help. They had what we considered a very weak bench. It's going to be interesting to see how things progress. But having Moises Ballesteros added to the roster helped out against the Brewers in yesterday's game. And now they get Willi Castro, who joins the team in a trade for prospects. We'll try to, hopefully by the end of the show, we'll know who those prospects are. But let's talk about Castro. Castro's 28 years old. He is a switch hitter. He's a former All-Star. He's a super utility guy that can play just about every position, even shortstop and center field, although not a star in those spots, but he can go out there and do it if you need him to, right? I'm picturing him playing a lot of third base for the Cubs right now, maybe platooning with Matt Shaw, or we'll see how the Cubs kind of manage this, but they get Castro that can help out there, right? He's a player that's interesting because of the, kind of that super ability to play so many different positions. So far this season, a 245 batting average, 10 home runs, 27 runs batted in, and has played in 86 games. Last year was his all-star campaign for the Twins. Started out with the Tigers in 2019, and then the last 3 years have been with the Twins, but he hit 247. He had 31 doubles, and he has got 15 this year, 5 triples, 12 home runs, and 60 runs batted in. So production's there. Back in 2020, he was 4th in Rookie of the Year voting. When you look at his lifetime stats, 248, so he's just about a hit every 4 trips type of guy at the plate. He's got 74 career stolen bases, stole 33 back in 2023. And this year slowed down a little bit to 9, right? But some pop with, over 100 doubles in his career and then 55 home runs. It really felt like with the Cubs that the bench was one of the weakest parts of this team. Cubs have gone out. They've added Mike Soroka, who's a starting pitcher, to the rotation, guy that we know from Atlanta. Those days there, it looked like he was going to be a superstar, dealt with some injuries. It's been up and down for him. Then you got Kittredge from Baltimore in a deal, a reliever, a lot of strikeouts. These aren't like, to me, blockbuster trades. And then this one, and we'll see, as I mentioned, as we're recording this right now, as this was just announced, these to me aren't blockbuster deals, but they're deals that can definitely help you get better and your roster get better because of the depth and the utility that this guy can help you with. But he's making $6.4 million this year. He's going to be a free agent. He's been speculated to be available if someone wanted him, and the Cubs are that someone that jumped in and finally got a deal done for Castro. So I think this is a good trade. I'm wondering what this means to the bench. Maybe this is the end of Birdie, or is this going to be the end of Turner, or is this Shaw to the minor leagues? And if it's me, I'm not moving Shaw to the minor leagues. I'm just not. Now, I know that there's a September call-up, but he's been a contributor. He's actually been pretty good over the last week or so. He's got a ton of potential at the plate, and he's been great defensively. I look at this more as a spot for a utility guy. Maybe they keep Birdie for his speed, and again, I don't know about Turner. He's 40 years old, and he's someone that I feel like is kind of a cheerleader at this point. That he's been great, and I know some of you guys really love him. I think he's got a great personality, but this game passes you by, when you're 40 years old and you can't play the field anymore, and you're kind of like a part-time DH and pinch hitter. You got to have a spot for that, and the Cubs definitely need this type of player in that role, which is someone that can play different positions and that can get some hits. 1 for 4 a game. That doesn't look sexy, but you know what? I mean, you manage that long enough, like this guy has in his career, and that consistency can definitely help you. And he's had some very big hits for the Twins in his career. So the Cubs get a utility guy. What do you think about it? Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about it. Was this a good deal for the Cubs? Are you happy? How would you manage the roster? When we find out who the prospects are that were involved in this trade, I definitely will give you an analysis on that. And that's something that I'm trying to figure out right now. You hear about these deals, they make these deals, and sometimes because of the players involved, they don't want to release it until they have a chance, these organizations, to call up and say, hey, man, you just got traded. And I'm interested to see who got traded in this deal for Willi Castro. I think you guys are as well. So we're going to do a wrap-up show. So maybe you're watching this. Then the wrap-up show is something else that you can watch. And that's going to be live here at the end of the trade deadline. So comments, tell me what you think. Thanks for being here on the Cubs Baseball channel. And we'll talk to you guys again really soon.